Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. Swordfish is a stylized techno thriller built for spectacle, where hackers become thieves, villains wear Armani suits, and explosions arrive in slow motion. Co-directed by Dominic Sena and portrayed by Joel Silver, this early 2000s action caper is glossy, over-the-top, and oddly captivating. From the very beginning, Swordfish sets its tone with Gabriel Shear, played with smug menace by John Travolta, breaking the fourth wall in a monologue about Hollywood, terrorism, and expectations. It's less expositions and more thesis that the world isn't black and white, and to win you have to do bad things for good reasons. Gabriel isn't a complex man, but Travolta gives him swagger. His character exists to charm, control, and create chaos. And that's the point. He's a cinematic terrorist, more interested in narrative structure than morality. As we go in detail about the characters and the development, Gabriel stands out not because we understand him emotionally, but because he blends the story around himself, manipulating every player like a director manipulating a film. Opposite him is Stanley Jobson, played by Hugh Jackman, one of the most human characters in the film, a down-and-out hacker on parole. Desperate to reconnect with his daughter, Stanley is our anchor. His character arc is thin, but Jackman plays him with sincerity. He's not just seduced by money or freedom, but by the chance to matter again. You feel the wear in his voice, the tension in his posture, especially in the scenes where he's forced to code under pressure or question the morality of his involvement. Now, his relationship with his daughter is used sparingly, but it works to humanize him in a movie where nearly everyone else is built for spectacle. Then there's Ginger, played by Halle Berry, who teeters between femme fatale and ally. Her character is deliberately underwritten, used as misdirection as much as support. But Berry adds presence. She's seductive and confident, and while her motivations remain ambiguous until late in the film, she injects just enough warmth into her scenes, with Stanley to suggest depth beneath the surface. Don Shadley's J.T. Roberts, the persistent DEA agent trying to bring Shear down, is one of the few moral voices. While his screen time is limited, he brings a sense of grounded realism and frustration, trapped in a system chasing shadows while the real players bend the laws at will. Together, these characters orbit one another in a script that values momentum over introspection, but in brief flashes, the performances elevate the material. Travolta revels in being larger than life. Jackman grounds that chaos. Shadow represents consequences, is not deep character work, but it's layered just enough to keep you invested. The visual tone of Swordfish is unrelenting. Sena leans into high saturation cinematography, neon greens, deep blues, lens flares, every shot screaming in style. From hacker dens to luxury bunkers, the production design reflects the early 2000s tech obsession. This isn't the digital age as it was, it's how Hollywood imagined it: fast, glowing, dangerous. Now, the Paul Cameron's camera work is kinetic, filled with slick angles and fast edits. The editing is frantic yet coherent, particularly during action set pieces. Key scenes include the infamous 360-degree explosions at the outset, a visual showpiece shot using hundreds of still cameras in slow-mo, and the chaotic bus chase climax suspended mid-air by a helicopter over Los Angeles. The hacker montage is absurd. Jackman furiously types across multiple monitors to Oakenfold's thumping techno beat, eye-catching if entirely implausible. Now, cinematographer Paul Cameron beats everything in neon-tinted tones, washed greens and yellows, and pushed a saturated high-contrast look that screams early Daytona car chase. Now, combined with Oakenfold's rave-ready score and Christopher Young's orchestral muscle, the film pulses in every scene, even when logic takes a back seat. Art design captures the early 2000s techno-noir, switchboard wiring, glass-walled studios, and lavish hideouts nestled in mid-century LA architecture. In fact, every set piece blends tech fetishism with Hollywood gloss. At 99 minutes, the runtime is brisk. Built on style over substance, Swordfish earned $147 million worldwide on a $102 million budget, a proof that swagger sells even when the story stumbles. Critically, many reviewers praised its visual daring but slammed the thin plotting and overuse of techno jargon. Rotten Tomatoes sits at 26%, calling it big on explosions but weak on logic. AV forums calls it a stylish mess, thrilling in the moment through ultimately hollow. Now, despite this, the film Bravado still resonates, a time capsule that captures the late Cold War hacker fantasies and the mystique of digital warfare before social media even existed. Now, its themes of surveillance, government overreach, and cyber vigilantism echo into today's world. Arrow Video's 4K UHD release elevates the film to a visual showcase. The Dolby Vision HDR transfer, scanned from the original 35mm negative, brings sharp contrast and vivid color with grain preservations and zero visible defects. Now, the audio options include DTS HDMI 5.1 and stereo tracks with dialogue crisp and effects dynamic. Especially during the car chase and explosion sequences, the surround mix immerses you in every machine gun burst and keyboard clatter. Now, when it comes to special features, they are quite impressive. There's an audio commentary by Dominic Senna, new interviews composer Paul Oakenfold, the soundtrack hacker and production designer Jeff Mann, how to design a tech heist. Now, HBO First Look promo is included as well, effects in focus, the flying bus featurette, Planet Rock music video, the cast or the crew interviews, 2 alternate endings in fact, and a theatrical trailer. There's also a reversible fill, fold-out poster, and of course an illustrated booklet with essay and production design breakdown. In conclusion, this limited edition of Swordfish caters to collectors and fans of techno thrillers. While the film may be shallow, the presentation is top tier, and that's the point. Now, this movie is a must-watch.